Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for Giant Robo episode 6. Last time on Giant Robo was more than a couple of weeks ago and I'm really sorry about that. It was when I was getting really sick, and so now we're back and I'm not sick anymore and we can watch it. Yes. I have gone through the last episode because, again, it has been a minute, so let's talk through some of the stuff that we did in the last episode of Giant Robo. We dove deep into the relationships, specifically between Daisaku and his father, and then Genya and his father, von Vogler, along with Ginrei, but to a much lesser extent. There's a sort of a theme of, like, fathers and sons and the way that they interact, and more specifically, the sort of legacy that they leave them with. And how it shapes the child's development and goals when a father leaves them with a legacy like, I've been betrayed by the world and painted as a villain, go out and fix this, versus, is it possible to achieve happiness without sacrifice? Question everything, find out more about the world, and try to understand your place within it. My child, go on and also take this powerful robot that you can control sort of with a watch. And also, let me leave you with an aspect of myself that will help you and be there to protect you and guide you and act as like a father that can't really give advice but is still there as a protective figure in your background, right? Like, very different ways to leave your children. So that's a pretty interesting premise and an interesting thematic element that we didn't really have here. But now that we have it, it sort of locks everything else into place, and a lot of things about the way the story is playing out click for us. Particularly the way that we're treating a lot of our male characters who are like kind of struggling to find themselves in this world versus the ones who have clearly found themselves and are very evil. And also some who are just trying to figure out what they should do with all these other powerful people, like the commander, who is his own character and his own kind of thing. It just puts everything into a sort of an interesting, different perspective that we didn't really have before. Then, our characters have survived the fall from the Greta Garbo, including Issei, who actually survived it because he's a fucking badass with Taoist sorcery, who knows. But Tetsugu and Ginrei get to survive it, find a survival kit that just happens to have a Santa costume that's very cute for Ginrei to wear, which is very cute. And they spend some time out in the wilderness, out in the wilds and the cold, just talking and surviving for a little bit. And we begin to focus a little bit on Tetsugu, his regrets, his thoughts about different characters, and most importantly, his thoughts about Daisaku, which all comes around in a very sad sequence where Tetsugu gets ganked by that giant head of a giant robot. Which sucks. And also completely murdered by Koen Shaku, because Koen Shaku is very scary, and they're continuing to use Koen Shaku in a wonderfully terrifying way, and I really appreciate the way they're using that character as a like silent assassin type with powers that we don't fully understand, and the ability to manifest like snow sculptures of himself that fight you and then are not him, and you kill them and he stabs you from behind. It's just sick. But Tetsugu is dead, and it's not cool, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And over the course of losing Tetsugu and running through this train tunnel, we get an extremely dramatic sequence of conversations between Genya, aka Emmanuel von Vogler, and Ginrei, aka Farmele von Vogler, and reveal a bunch of stuff about the past. The truth about the past, which is, while colored by indignation and hatred and despising the people who have trammeled his father's name, the truth is that von Vogler was against performing the experiment while there was any percentage chance of catastrophic failure and the death of many people. But Shizuma and the rest of the squad of scientists pushed ahead for the sake of their own egos and the ability to present the Shizuma drive to everyone, and it went badly, and so they fled as cowards while von Vogler stayed, and they ended up using von Vogler as a scapegoat, the cause of the tragedy, and the one upon whom all bad things could be blamed. So, over years, or not years, months, I don't know how long it took him, Von Vogler developed the anti-Shizuma drive and left his son Genya, Emmanuel, with a quest, a mission, which was to spread the anti-Shizuma drives, spread the truth about what really happened in Bashtarl, and to tear down the order, basically, that Shizuma had created for the sake of his own ego, and basically left him with a legacy to destroy all these things, which is maybe not the best. And Genya has been running with that shit ever since, and he's been doing a real good job of it, which is very, very scary for us. He is clearly a competent villain to some extent. And just to drive that home, he very competently betrays Alberto of the Magnificent Ten, who we still haven't seen all of and don't really know all the deal of. But Genya pulls out Ginrei's gun and says, "Sorry, buddy, you've died in the line of duty." And Koen Shaku is there to help. So that's pretty interesting. There was also some stuff that was like something, Big Fire will stand for this and he cares about blah, blah, blah. Because seemingly Big Fire is on his side, and apparently Big Fire is a person, which is curious, and maybe we'll find out more about that. But basically we had a really crazy episode with a bunch of character deaths and loss and betrayals and twists and struggles and revelations and insanity, and it was really good. And while it's been a really long time since we've watched this, I'm very excited to watch the next episode and find out what happens next. So come along with me, and we shall see a world of giant fucking robos. Yeah, all right. I've got episode 6 of Giant Robo, the animation, The Day the Earth Stood Still, the animation, the OVA, episode 6, up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video there, linked in the description down there, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you'd like to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of this episode with the version that I'm watching, you can totally do that. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right now. Let's get straight into it. OP or no OP? OP. Now we're gonna have to change that name, huh? Be weird to keep it named that, right? No. Big fire. But who is Big Fire? Wait, is that new? That's new. That's Cervantes' robot. I'm glad we got to. Wow, these are all new. There are a bunch of new cuts. It's like, has it just been so long that I've forgotten? No. Oh, buddy. So dope. I miss your go. I miss it. Go. Sad go noises. Is it just called The Day the Earth Stood Still? Is that the episode's title? Hmm. So it's hitting everybody. Whoa. Whoa. What? Oh, okay. All their fire powers are not enough. Wow, that's a voice. Wow, that's a voice. Wow, that's a character design. Yeah, explain yourself, boy. Wow, what a power dynamic. You stand on this little tiny pillar. What you gonna do, Genya? Man, what a power dynamic. That's crazy. Are they all centered on uh Antarctica? Wow. Whoa. They all have power. The same power. Ha. Who are you? Also, why are there only 5 of you? Whoa. Hello. Oh, he's the guy with the panther. I mean, it's destroying all our bases and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I am Pale Frankenstein. Okay. Well, he's our master strategist, so okay. Hmm. And where'd he go? What happened with that? Sure does. Oh, cool. We gonna keep doing this around the whole thing? Who could have done it except his arch right? Yes, we're gonna keep doing it. I fucking love it. We're just going all around the circle. The IPO's Celestial 9. Hmm? Huh? I'm sorry, who? What? Oh. Who's that voice actress? I know that voice. But I can't place it. But who the fuck is that voice though? Where is Alberto? I killed Alberto. Whoa, he's covering for him. Weird. Whoa. Who's that voice actress? Is that so? But we haven't heard from Big Fire at all. Wait, is that Koen Shaku behind him? It is. He's got a new mask. We're gonna move the timetable up. We're gonna move faster. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe we'll be going slower. That was cool. That was very cool. This whole location is crazy. Bye. Just gonna dip through Antarctica really quick. So they're in the bottom of a globe that's around them? That's so cool. Yeah, something is strange. Psychic disturbances. Whoa! Oh, that's so rad. The dying shadow of Alberto the Impact sends him a message from beyond the grave, I think. That's fucking sick. What? And this snare in the background. Okay, yeah, wait, we saw this in the preview. Why is she in a Bacta tank? I guess because she got injured, but the fuck? Hello, Professor Go. Hello, you say. Oh, it's all chained up. Oh no. Oh no, we're gonna do a thing here, huh? Oh, we're doing a thing. What a shot. No, not Robo. Okay. What? What? So it's probably not a spell. We can't get it off. That's weird. What the hell? Okay, that's weird. Hi, buddy. Wow, we know that it's that character just because of the lighter. It's fucking great. That is a very thin cigarette. Oh, I'm wrong. I thought it was a different character, actually. I thought it was the boss. It is Murasame-san. Yeah, he gets killed constantly, man. I've seen you die like 10 times, dude. What? No, explain, please. What's your healing power? How does that work? Very active. All right. It's all coming out. Right. She saved him. Cool. Mm. That it was achieved even. Yeah. Yeah, there was no need for vengeance if the goal was achieved. That's cool. Wow, I love that. He's bit down into the filter so hard. Oh my god, that pull. What the fuck? It's so unnecessary. You just cut, but holy shit, they just go for it. That's crazy. Hmm. Oh. So that's why they weren't able to breathe. It will eliminate all oxygen from the earth? Big fire. Wow, great transition. planet to eye to pull out. Bonkers. Yeah, I was an idiot. I just tried to punch it. Okay. Oh. Convenient. Oh. Odd. Teleportation powers somehow? So, sends the father? Wow, he's just crushing that. Oh, we're in the past. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. Those color gradients are gorgeous. Oh, hello, my children. Again, that relationship, fathers and children. Right. Hmm. It's a little too real, buddy. Woo. Mm. If progress causes these losses, we should use progress to fix them. I like that. Ah. And he gifts those to them? Hmm. But it is a dream. It's your world. I love that. Where are we? Kenya? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. But now you're using progress to destroy. Yeah. I don't know what that. Okay. The net of justice. Cool. Oh, it changed. Evil must be brought to justice. I don't know why I'm Sean Connery now, but I am. Hutsukushi Yoru. True. Try our best to. And again, it's like this goal is acceptable, but the reasons for it are super not. Eh? Kenya? Whoa, what? I was wondering why there was an eclipse going on. Is that the Vogler sphere? Incoming. Utsukushi Yoru. Hello. Bleep bloop. Love how her hair is like a hyper brain. It's like a super big brain, you know? What? God, it's so creepy. The eye is so creepy. Empty. Whoa. What? Genya just tore through all of them? Oh, under command of Kome. So he is doing all of this himself. Wow, that's very cool. Looks like they're going to battle against this. Oh, he's a Taoist sorcerer? Or something? Oh, what a shot! Oh my god, they're bringing all the robots out. Tell me they're bringing them all out. Each one of the Magnificent 10 has its own robots? Oh, oy, 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 oy. Wow. Yeah, if those are Shizuma powered, they're all off. Okay, well, I guess never mind. That was easy. Oh. Oh, what? They don't seem to think that's true. Oh, okay. They're just gonna go hand to hand against the Fogler Sphere? I love that. I love the darting around. Oh my god, he's just smoking his pipe. So fucking cool. Thank you, Alberto. Fully just vibing. I love it. I love it so much. True. Wow. Seems more likely to me. What if it only benefits Kome? Wow, those blurred trees are amazing. That water, it looks awesome. I don't think so, dude. What is that? What is that? Is that on ones? What is that? Whoa. This is like Fantasia shit. The music. Are those all little people? What? Oh my gosh. Seeing all these powers, like, one after another, insane. Absolutely insane. Hello, Kome. What? Is that a pterodactyl robot? What? What is that? Is that a what is that? What are those? What the fuck? Oh, oh. Well, that was easy. I guess we don't need to answer that question if he's just done. Dude, the timing on that is perfect. Insane. Nani? Wow, the flow of his robes is awesome. Who is that? Dude, it's a fucking shonen character. What are you doing here? Okay, that's the goopy person. What? Wasn't that Kome's panther? I guess not. What? Who be you? Looks like we're setting up for a 1v1 in an arena. Shit. Hello, Burb. Borcha. Gardargarg. I'm just making up words because that's what it sounds like. What is that? How does it work? We got Shizamud. It's got a giant anchor? That's gotta be an old fucking robot, huh? Oh, I got your boy. Oh. Our bosses. So this is the will of Big Fire. That's Big Fire. Okay. Oh. Poor Chuchoji, already dead. Okay. I'm with you there, buddy. I don't know what's happening completely. What have you strategized, strategist Kome? What the fuck? Such go. Ooh, where are we? Okay, we're back here. Yeah, what is that on his shoulder? Wow, all these dead Shizuma drives. She did. Okay. So we can't fully trust. Wow. And the world would end. Yeah. Oh, wow. We're doing this as reflections and reflections. That's insane. That's insane. Oh my god, dude. Shattering glass. What's the goal? That's not what he told you. But she wouldn't. Would you still follow his will? Ooh. But what if he did? Yeah. That is the line. Wow, that tinkling sound. It should. But you're a hero, Daisaku. He's gonna shoot himself in the fucking head. Yeah, he can't die, huh? Fucking asshole. Yes, I am alive. Oh, wow, he's just proving a point, right? I can sacrifice myself. But he's also kind of like an endless sacrifice. He dies for the cause all the time. I'm not worried. Haha! My guy. Yeah, but you also have the power to do that without repercussions. Most of us don't have that power. That is fucking dope, though, and super useful. Is there any kind of injury you can't come back from? Nope. What a perfect power for, like, a pulp detective. Wait, what? What's happening? Nani? What's happening? Yeah, that's a lot of sharp death. I'm just trying to protect you, kid. Clearly. Is it whom? Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, hi. Ah, shit, he's here. He's fucking here, isn't he? But he doesn't know the full plan, does he? He doesn't know about the oxygen depletion. Fuck. Okay, so he's not here, he's there. Oh, we're bringing it back home, are we? Okay. Cool. That is exactly what it feels like, huh? Alright, feels like we're moving into action. Yeah, literally built on his grave, right? Awesome. Awesome. What surprised him? Ooh, hello. What? What? Hello? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What power could you possibly have against the fucking field? The fucking sphere? I guess we've never really seen his power, have we? That sacrifice would be too great, huh? No, no sacrifice is too great. We'll use it? His power? Oh, shit. The what? Hi, I'm taking my tie off. He's a fucking boxer? He's a fucking boxer. He's gonna box with an enormous sphere. What? Alright, that's so sick. I wouldn't be laughing, dude. He seems pretty yeah, there's sparkles coming off him. Okay. The power that no one can stop. Wait, what? What just did he just bend space-time or some bullshit? An even greater sacrifice, huh? What? It's what? Who the fuck are you? You another member of the 10? So that's why there were only the 6 there. Big gold, eh? We can take it. Uh-oh. Dude, that was such a cool cut. I was about to say that's a bullshit stupid power, but that was such a cool cut. He's like budget dumbass Alberto. He just snaps and causes cuts through things. Uh-oh. Oh no. He's just gonna do it. Yeah, no mercy, no remorse. Of course it is. Wow. All right, kitty cats, go. No, no, it's already too much. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Is this a transition to water? Somebody underwater? Oh, fuck. Oh, okay, that's not Enshaku. I kind of thought it was because of the helmet and stuff. Oh, there's number 3, huh? Blind Samurai? Nope, not blind. They are standing on the water. Dude, these superheroes fighting each other is insane. What the fuck? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's so good. We need fucking Robo. We need Robo. Whoa, Go Sensei. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sacrifice. Move it, kid. Fuck. Well, we know that Murasame is gonna be fine, right? He literally can't die. Go Sensei's fucked, though. Go get the girl. Go get the girl, dude. Oh! Woo! The debris. Oh, the face. This is remarkable. All right, time to wake up your big boy. Hello, big gold. Go. I'm chained up, dude. Oh, we're gonna burst the fucking chains? My guy. My guy. The layered orchestral score is so good. Oh, wow, that was such a cool cut. Oh, wow. Later. Wow. Now I'm spooked. Oh, that's not gonna. Nope, buddy. Ooh, that's heavy. Ooh, ah! He scares me the most. Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, buddy, sacrifices. How immortal? Yeah, but how immortal can you be, dude? Like, if you get chopped into little pieces, are you still immortal? Oh, thonk. Thonk. Impact resistant plastic. Oh no! Yes. Yes. I fucking hate you. Hmm. Then I don't ever want to be an adult. Hey, we called it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice, wouldn't it? You don't have that option, my dude. You will die. He's not surviving that one. Wow. Ginrei's awake. Is she gonna teleport out? Okay, he might actually get up because of that cut. Because we cut to him and cut back. Oh, sacrifice. With regard for life. So perfectly evil. Murasame or Ginrei? Somebody has to do something beside Daisaku. There it is. What's happening to him? Hi, Robo. Wow, that water. Oh, hi. You're still alive. That's bullshit. Yo, the sound design. What is this ocean of stuff? Oh, hey, girl. What are you doing with that Shizuma drive, dude? What's happening? What is happening? Sacrifice. Because it would kill you. Is she gonna teleport the last sample into deep space and kill herself in order to save the world? Oh, fuck! She is! I don't know, dude. I don't know what just happened. I have no idea about this whole episode. I don't know about the whole episode, man. I don't fucking know. It's a cool orchestral song, but I can't. There are 4 minutes of this left, so I'm gonna skip ahead until the end. So we'll stop here. I'm just gonna. I want to see the preview because I gotta understand where the fuck we're going with this. To some extent, right? Like, yo, big fire. Yo, what a shot. What a scene. I don't know. He's gonna punch it to death, I guess. Yes, that's our stage. That seems to be what she's doing. Fucking Kome. He's playing his own game. How? How could that possibly be, dude? How could that possibly be your plan? There's no chance that you planned for any of this, Kome. Grand finale, fading is the beautiful illusory night. Okay, I don't know what to say about the whole end sequence of this episode, and I don't really... I mean, some of the twisty-turnies are insane here. Give me a second to think about the, like, thematic build that we've got going on, coming from last episode on... Is it possible to achieve happiness without sacrifice? Moving into the demonstrations of sacrifice that occur over the course of this episode. Just, I need a moment to, like, settle on that and think about how I want to address it. I also need a moment to run and use the bathroom because I've been sitting here for 50 minutes and chugging tea. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I've spent some time thinking about it, and I'm still not sure how to approach it. But there's enough here that we can talk about anyway that I'm totally fine with that. We get to see the whole OP again, which is kind of great. There's a bunch of stuff in the OP that we haven't seen before, like these scenes of manufacturing robots, or like the Franken guy doing his own Franken things. There's a bunch of stuff that we've never seen before that's just tossed into the OP and doesn't seem completely relevant to everything else that's going on, but it's kind of cool, so I'm okay with that. We also get a refresher on some of the robots in the OP, which we see some of as we move on. Man, that Earth looks good, sets us up with, like, stakes and stuff, and something that really stands out in this episode as a whole, which we see for the first time here, is transitions of, like, one shape to another shape. We get it later where there's, like, moon to planet to eye to pull out to, like, spheres and all kinds of cool stuff like that, and it's just overly clever. But here it's a transition from the real Earth to the globe representation of the Earth, which they are all standing inside of on gigantic pillars while they power play on Genya, who stands on a much smaller piddly pillar in the middle of all of them. And we're also given this insane rotating shot that's just gorgeous. Using the shading on these perfectly shiny cylinders to give us this feeling of crazy rotation along with light, and also to give us this sense of like scope and scale as we rotate around. It's just cool. It's just fucking cool. Some of the outlines of like the Americas look a little different. They look like the sea levels have risen, but I'm gonna guess that that's just because they didn't draw them like exactly from a map. Like, I don't think this stuff exists, and Baja California seems to be completely underwater, or maybe it's just behind. No, it's there. It's there. It's just a little bit weird. That's okay, though. Also, Alaska looks really small. But I guess maybe they're just running off of a different projection, and then once they put it up on a globe, it looks all weird. It doesn't really matter. What does matter is the whole sequence is fucking awesome. And we get to see that Genya's whole plan is really severely impacting the organizational operations of Big Fire in a way that they did not expect and weren't looking forward to. And it's like destroying all of their bases around the world, and they're like, the fuck, man? What are you actually doing here? And the answer is still up in the air. It seems like Genya thinks that he's using Big Fire, and then Big Fire thinks that he's using Genya, and then Kome thinks that he's masterminding a whole plan over all of them, but I'm not really sure what Kome's goal is or what's going. I don't really know. It's weird. Also, we get all these character designs. This guy who is just a chief dude, but I love his fucking pink cape jacket scarf thing that he wears. It's nuts. This guy is Bad Issei with crazy eyes, and I assume that all these characters are cameos from somewhere else. This guy is the funniest character design to me. The full ascot instead of tie, the graduation hat with little donglies, the fucking moon thing, the face mask, the gloves, the pipe. What are you? What are you? What are you? I don't know, but he's awesome. And then just this nice old man, nice old guy. Honestly, straight out of like a Disney cartoon. What the hell? There's some other stuff that's kind of Disney cartoonish, like the sequence where I, in the reaction, said it felt like Fantasia. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Okay, not sure the power dynamic between all of these individuals, but clear power dynamic between them and Genya, and then dropping in over his head as they all, dropping in onto his head through a different pillar, with Ko Enshaku behind him, is the mastermind of us all, Kome, having graced us with his presence. How very fucking interesting. And then we ourselves are being crippled by it, but it's all kind of according to plan, not really sure what's going on. And then where do we reveal Sunny? She's under somebody's jacket, but I guess it's Ko Enshaku's? I don't know. I love this whole rotating sequence where we like stop on each character and they voice their concerns or their like fears or their reasons for not liking Genya, basically. The only ones who could oppose them are the Celestial Nine. Who could it possibly be? They've been unable to act. I gotta wonder, who does that character remind me of? The white-haired guy. He reminds me of somebody from somewhere. Oh, it's the It's like a space pirate captain guy. Fuck. Shit, dude. I'm going to look it up. I'm gonna go find it. Oh, is it Yamato? That's my first look. It is. It's Juzo Okita from Yamato, who doesn't look anything like him, but is who I'm thinking of. He's a big white bearded boy with a white beard. Yeah, it's different. That's not what I'm thinking of. Oh. It's not from an anime. It's something else. Hold on. It's... Yeah. Okay. It's not that. It's a character design for a character in Dimension 20's The Unsleeping City, Alejandro Ortiz, who is this, like, old man who is a wizard, and that's what he looks like because of the puffy mustache. I think that's what I'm thinking of. It doesn't matter. It just did something in the back of my mind. Okay, yeah, no, he flips his coat out, but we've seen that there's nobody behind that, so there's some weird shit going on there. Oh, well, we can just hand wave it. I gotta tell you, I love this character design. I think she's super cute. I do realize now that her hair is the same as, at least on top, the top part of it is the same as Alberto's with like the separated big brain double thing. Yeah, apparently that's genetic. But I really like her design. I like the leg things that she has. They remind me a little bit of Shirabe. Like I kind of half expect her to pop heelys out of these and zoom around. But the whole design is very cute and she's very tiny. And she speaks, and I need to listen to her voice again, and then I need to go look her up. Because I know that I've heard this voice, and it's been, like, recent. It's in her, like, in her sibilant sounds, which are the s and the t and the ch sounds. There's something about the way that she pronounces her sibilant sounds and the high pitch of the voice that she's doing that I've heard like in the last week. I know it. Mirai. Gundam's Mirai. Watashi. I think I'm right. I have to look her up. Give me a sec. I have to look her up. Her name is Sunny. So let me go to the Giant Robo page on... I'm just going to use Mal because that's easier for me. Characters... Oh, it's a big list. I'm just going to Control F. Sunny... Oh, it's not with a Y. S-U-N-N... Oh, S-U-N-N-I. Sunny. Fuyumi Shiraishi. Okay. Yoko, Space Dandy Season 2, Mirai Yashima, Mobile Suit Gundam. Let's fucking go, dude. Woo! Also plays, Katz. I didn't realize that. The little boy, Katz. Sachi and Ashita no Jo. Anything else that she's played in that I would recognize? Nope, that's the one and the only thing that I would recognize. Holy macaroni, she's Mirai. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a distinctive voice. And again, it's so distinctive the way that she pronounces those she puts such emphasis on them in a way that's like deeply recognizable and super different from anybody else. I just want to hear her speak again because I really like her voice. There's even sibilants in like in the duh sounds. You hear it in the mada. There's aspiration there. There's breath going through. That's nuts. What an interesting voice. And a great choice of voice for this moment. I think that's great. We know that Alberto cannot be dead. Well, about that. But his greatest nemesis was slain, so what could it possibly be? We believe that he has fled the battlefield. He might have betrayed us. This is all Komei's fucking thing, right? So this is super interesting. But what plan is he planning? I don't know. And then it bursts into flame. Super excellent little flare of awesomeness there. Koen Shaku being a beast, adjust the timetable. Everybody thinks that they're working together. I don't know who's working with who. I don't know what the end goal is for anybody. No clue. I love this sequence as we zoom slowly in on him. And he's thinking. And then there's this interruption. She holds him back and speaks in a voice overlaid with Alberto in the background, like double tracked, right? And realizes that shadow behind her, it's not her shadow. So, potentially with his last life on Earth, sends a message through to Sunny. I wonder what piece of media she's a cameo from. Because, like, all the characters are from other things, right? Sunny the Magician is the original name of Sally the Witch? It's a Mitsuteru Yokoyama manga. She's a cute little witch who rides around on a broom and does witch things. Oh. That, okay. Cool. We just ripped that into this character? That's fucking awesome. Super different from what I've seen of, what I was able to find of Sally the Witch. What a cool thing. Okay. So, over the course of this, we discover that Ginrei is not in this back to tank for healing, but is instead in here as a form of imprisonment, along with the MacGuffin, which they just let her have. But they can't trust her anymore because she almost gave that up to Genya, even though she didn't, right? Even though she didn't, there's this mistrust everywhere. How very interesting. And Issei is sad and pissed that Yoshi is dead, and Robo is chained up. And once again, Daisaku asks, like, why do you have to restrain Robo? And nobody answers him. Like, that happened before the other time, and now it's happening again. Now, we understand that part of it is the fear of his nuclear reactor, because we're like post stuff happening in Japan, and like, that's bad. But then there's this thing on his right shoulder that I feel like is the plot point. It feels like there's so much little emphasis on that thing that it is the plot point. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it'll do. I don't know what anything about it, but it's weird and it's something. And I don't know why it's there or what it is. I don't fucking know. It shouldn't be a spell of some sort. It must be something else. How very interesting. Okay, what's going on here? And boom, there's your boy. Wait, I saw you die. Nope, I'm back. Cool reveal. And we did all of this to go into hiding. Or no, we didn't do it to go into hiding. Or we did it to go into hiding, not for the other reason. Cool. I like this moment from Go quite a bit. At first, we went into hiding because we were scared of repercussions. But we decided not to do anything about it because we realized that the professor's dream, his goal, had actually been reached because Shizuma eventually came up with the proper drive. Even though it took tragedy, even though it took sacrifice to get there, we achieved the global happiness that we wanted. And so there's no reason to undercut that by bringing up any of these problems from the past. That is an interesting moral quandary, right? To have been wronged in the course of creating the world that was the goal. Does that justify the wrongdoing? Because Go-sensei and Ginrei and Genya and mostly Professor Vogler were wronged. We can all see that. Like, Shizuma wronged them and then threw their names under the bus and used them as a scapegoat, and that is not okay. But the goal, the Utsukushi Yoru, the beautiful night captured by man, and like seemingly, and this could be a reveal in the future that it's not actually repercussion free, but seemingly repercussion free energy sources have actually been created. All the things that Professor von Vogler wanted to create have been created. It's been done. it's successful. It's just that his name isn't attached to it. But we get this impression of him, and we'll talk about it a little bit later when we have the whole golden sequence of Vogler talking to his children and telling them about his goals and his dreams and the reasons for doing them. We get this impression of him that he doesn't really care that much if his name is attached to this success. He seems like the kind of guy who would be very happy if humanity achieved the thing regardless. He seems like a genuine altruistic scientist. And so we get this impression of him as an actual heroic character. So would he be, in reality, would he be petty enough to seek out vengeance when the goal was achieved, and in seeking out that vengeance, he might destroy the New Order? I don't think so. And so it makes sense for Go Sensei to have done what he's done, to have joined the IPO, to seek out and like prevent evil in the world as much as he can in the future, and to just let it go. To let it go that Shizuma pulled the wool over everybody's eyes, because in truth, it succeeded and they achieved the goal of like repercussion-free energy for the entirety of humanity. That seems like a greater good and something worthwhile. The truth never needs to be revealed. It eats at him, right? It hurts them, but they both know that it's the right thing to do, to keep the truth to ourselves for the greater good. Because the truth would upset the balance, there's no need for it to come out. It's only the need for recognition that comes from Emmanuel, right? From Genya, that actually leads to all of the conflict in the series. How very interesting. But then the professor's will changed into a desire for revenge. Right. Because Genya not misinterpreted, but like took his later will after he had been hurt, and he wanted to retaliate. I hoped that it was some kind of mistake. And we pull to here, and we do this crazy pull-out shot. And I remember saying while this was happening, like, there's no need for this. Zero need for this. We could just cut. But we don't. We just whoosh everything in, and it's fucking awesome. The validity of Vogler's last words. Stop, Shizuma. And the proof is in the nature of the anti-Shizuma. I don't understand this portion. The validity of Vogler's last words were to stop Shizuma, and once we saw the thing with the drives that we had messed with, and it not only nullified them, but caused all the oxygen to disappear, and so they realized that it's like a death trap. I don't fully understand this. But those are all tinkered sample. I don't understand this. Crazy cool visuals. All the oxygen on the planet will be disappeared. Now I'm curious about that, because fire needs oxygen. It feels a little too convenient to me that we have a big bad villain named Big Fire and a plot that will remove all oxygen from the universe, or from the Earth. Like, there's something weird about that. I don't know that it'll come up. I don't know that maybe I'm thinking about it in a way that it shouldn't be thought about. But the idea that we would remove all oxygen from the planet obviously will kill all human life on the planet, which is bad. But maybe there's an ulterior motive to it. Maybe it has to... I don't know. Okay, so Daisaku asks them, why are you sealing Robo away, and gets no response. He's the best hope we have. But Robo has already... Right. Still doesn't get a response. But they do say, like, oh, you tried before and it didn't work. And Daisaku's like, well, I'll figure it out. I'll think of something better this time. I figured out its weakness in France. The only one who can defeat it on this Earth is Ginrei. How? I don't know. Because Ginrei is Vogler's daughter. And he crushes the thing, as though he's, like, hateful of Ginrei for that reason. I don't fully understand that. I don't fully understand Murasame at all, because he's kind of just been on the outside this whole time, and we haven't heard what he's been talking about this whole time. But anyway... once again, we go back to a father telling their children what they believe in and how that impacts the children. I love the color of this whole sequence. It's like honey or amber. I think it's gorgeous, and I love the way the wind blows through Vogler's hair and beard in a little bit later. When I watch it being built, I wonder what kind of future awaits you all. What kind of world will we scientists be able to leave for you? And then we get some, like, how do I put it? Like, core history evolutionary history almost. Mankind illuminated the dark of night with fire and was freed from its terror, but there was a sacrifice present to doing so. I mean, this is just like hard truth, right? Like our discovery of fire freed us from the terror of the night. In true fashion, our ability to master fire to some extent, and we've never mastered it, right? Because fire always has a will of its own, and it will always burn on, and it will always consume all. And so, fire is a very interesting thing to write a thematic core around, I think. But our ability to use, to create, to contain to some extent fire is a core piece of why we are what we are now, right? The fact that our ancestors came up with that millions of years ago and figured out how to fire meant not being eaten in the night by the predators that lurk in the night. And that meant more time to do things during the day and during the night. And it also leads to the ability to cook foods and to cook meats, which some scientists have attributed parts of our brain growth and our ability to consume like higher qualities of like fats that we need to produce our massive fucking gray matter fatty brains, and all this other stuff is impossible without fire. So putting himself in a position where he's saying like what we are doing as scientists now is another step in the control and refinement of our ability to master elemental power, right? And I think that's true. I think that's accurate. I think that mastery of electricity is another step in the mastering of energy and energy distribution, and it's a huge part of our evolutionary path as a species and as a society. So this, I find this very interesting to me because it tracks for me. I think it tracks, and I think it's a cool idea. I also think this is a gorgeous sequence with the winds blowing by. However, at the same time, much sacrifice needed to be endured. Pollution, the destruction of nature, the depletion of the ozone layer. All of these things being related directly to the flow of our mastery of fire, because fire has repercussions that we don't see immediately, obviously, and simply. If you don't control fire super well, it'll burn down your forest and burn down your crops and burn everything and burn your home and burn you. It's uncontrollable and difficult, but you light enough fires and it has repercussions that humans could never have seen. And I guess like full and true understanding of where we sit in terms of climate change isn't completely present at this point, but it's close. This idea that our scientific progress is destroying nature. I mean, it's been around forever as an idea, but it started to really solidify in the 70s and moving in through the 80s. And then we started to get the real hard science behind it and an understanding of just how fucked we are and how much we've fucked ourselves in the 90s when this came out. So it feels to me as though the authors of this piece have put some of that in here, and I think it's quite interesting. I think it's legit. I like it, and I like this as well. Much sacrifice needed to be endured. Destruction of nature, depletion of the ozone layer. Only when disaster strikes do we fear, panic, and regret. That line sticks out to me. I think we're really good at tamping down our base like fear of bad things happening until disaster is right on our doorstep, or even better, when it's actually occurring. And then we go insane. We go absolutely bonkers. But up until that point, we don't do anything to prevent the disaster from happening. It's only once it's too late that we really start scrambling. And I think that's accurate. I think it's true. And I don't mean it's true on like an individual level, but on a nation level or a group level. A person is smart, people are fools, right? Groups act very differently, and there's like group behaviorology and group psychology. But I think this is true for groups in an interesting way. And so he, as a scientist, is trying to prevent that. We are at our limits. If something worse should happen, there will be no going back. What are we? Are we nothing but destroyers hiding behind the veil of progress? And so we have von Vogler specifically questioning his own motivations and thinking things through and thinking through everything in a way that some of his other scientist buddies clearly don't. And it sets him up as this genuinely like a quality scientist and a great thinker and a great mind and a great human, right? Because maybe we are nothing but destroyers hiding behind the veil of progress, and we see this weed, this flower get blown by and destroyed by the winds of this space as he says this and drift off into the sky. My dearest wish is that if science requires such sacrifices, we should use science to stop them from happening again. Again, another brilliant line that stands out to me. If we must, in the name of progress, sacrifice so much, what we should do is progress far enough that we could go back around and stop those things from happening and continuing to happen. It's very interesting. We see it to some extent in the modern world. At least we see the attempts at it. I think there's a growing realization that the industrial revolution and modernization and use and burning of fossil fuels and our energy sources as a whole in the modern world have put us near to, if not over the brink of global catastrophe. We're there. It's what's happened. We're there. And so there's a movement, a lot of younger scientists and many older scientists are working tirelessly to use progress and use science and use the things that we've learned to offset and alter and change and prevent the world from slipping over the edge of that waterfall of catastrophe to which we have brought ourselves directly to the edge, right? If not beyond it, and depends on who you ask whether we're past the tipping point or not. And it's hard to know; it's hard to say. But there's something very interesting about seeing that idea presented as a moral and ethical core a long time ago, like 20 years ago, right? Like a long fucking time ago. When did this come out? I forget again. Yeah, 92 to 98. Right. So 24 years ago was when the last one was released. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. It's very interesting to see this as the core thematic plot point from the character who's demonized by everybody. I don't know. Figuring out how to do that may be the only way to leave a future for you to live in. That's what your mother would have wanted. What are you? You are the future. Can you see it? I can see it clearly. And he looks off into the distance at a dream that doesn't exist, but something that he clearly says, a bright future where you need not fear the night. And he says in a moment, it is not an illusion, not an illusory night, right? It's real. It's real. We just have to reach out and make it happen. But it's not real yet, is it, Von Vogler? It's going to take some work to get there. What a very interesting thing. And then transition straight to Genya, who has taken those ideas and is thinking them through, and sitting in his expensive room with his expensive wine. Has he lost the plot a little bit? Maybe? Has Genya missed the point a little bit? Maybe? Has he gone so far in idolizing his father and his father's ambitions and goals and futures that he's destroying them in a way on his own? Unable to see that with the Shizuma drives, they've actually, to some extent, achieved it, barring big twists, right? They've achieved that night. It's not illusory. And yet he seems hell-bent on tearing it down. Would his father agree with what Genya is doing? I don't think so. No one thought about the welfare of my earth like my father. And now I'm not thinking about the welfare of the earth myself, right? But mankind soiled my father's name without knowing the truth. Injustice. Stop it. You must stop it. Must stop Shizuma. So he throws that. The net of justice becomes evil must be brought to justice. I don't understand how that, like, color-changing paper works, but cool. And we move into action. Mankind quickly forgets anything it feels is dirty. We'd love to. When we can, we certainly do. Oh, man. This is so good. So the moon looks weird because it never looks like that. That's not how it looks when the Earth's shadow, which is larger than it, is on it. Like, crescent moons are much thinner than that. Like, it's a larger sphere. Of course. That's because that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that's a big ol' eye sitting in the moon. And it is, in fact, a full moon tonight. I fucking love this. I think it's just cool. It's in the same vein as all the other, like, random cool shit that doesn't make any sense in Giant Robo that's just rad as hell. And I think this is just clever and rad, and I like it a lot. Yeah, they don't realize who it is they need to be thanking. How dare he mock the BF group? He made a fool out of all of us. Did he? I don't know. Empty room, and out we run. Okay. Stay right here. Gooped. And we don't know whose power this is at the moment, right? We just don't know. Crazy. Okay. Nobody can move. Nobody can do anything. Everything's all crazy. I love this little rotating portion that, like, clicks into place along with their footsteps. This is a gorgeous little sequence. All right, other Taoist guy, crazy effects animation, big sparkles. I love this moment where we see it behind Genya. Man, there are so many sequences where we pull camera out to reveal foreground objects that aren't visible in the initial frame. Like the initial one with, like, Daisaku and Go Sensei and Murasame all standing there, and we zoom out from them to show Ginrei as a part of it, and, like, we're representing these things and other things in juxtaposition through space in a way that we can't in just one frame. We have to move through space to show them related in space. That's nutty. That's fucking nutty. Okay, big robots, all these robots come out. Man, it's great that we at least get to see all these. This one is like a fucking clown robot that is straight out of Supersonic. It's straight out of Sonic the Hedgehog. And has weird walking. Oh god, it's so strange. But he just bloops and they all go, and none of it works. They get to the edge of this conveniently ending aqueduct and just start zooming. I love the way that they zoom, by the way. A little bit later, they're all going to go pow, 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 pow. And we've seen that throughout the whole show as a way of things moving, but God, I love it. I think it's so rad. We'll have to do it ourselves. We'll split into 3 groups, and then here we go. Zoop, 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 pew, 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 pew. And we watch them zoom by, and look, there's something very silly about the legs going 1,000 miles a minute, and then the upper torso just doesn't move, and there's no, like, wind effect to them, and they're just casual in that moment. He's just smoking on his pipe, and he's just arms crossed completely. Absolutely ridiculous, and I fucking love it. I think it's so cool. It's so wuxia, right? Like, I didn't realize that it was wuxia until now, and now I know that it's wuxia, and it just is so over the wuxia. Somewhere over the wuxia. Pink cape, spinning legs, fucking graduation hat. Nuts. Nutty. Absolutely nuts. And the background stuff that's moving past them is gorgeous and all moving on ones, right? And their leg fwibbles, I don't know what a fwibble is, but that's what they are all moving on ones too. Everything in the scene is moving on ones. It's all looped, obviously, but, like, wow. Just wow. Absolutely insane. Oh, yeah. This moment where he stops and the whole world, like, boom, and the camera shoots past him. I like this moment a lot. Hup. Huh. Just enough time to recognize his facial expression. Stop. Hold. All on ones, pulling out. Look at that background, too. And then these rays of light that are put over everything. They're so ethereal and darts back. And I love the way that the dust cloud that he creates shoops over behind him and creates like these multi-layered pop, 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 pop booms. Wow. So fucking rad. So over-the-toppingly rad. Did Koei not really see this coming? How very odd. We should think this through. Yeah, no, Komei's in on it, clearly, to some weird extent. I love the way that all the underwater sequences always look. They look amazing. And then there is this giant robot that's underneath the sea. What the fuck is that? Well, that's Neptune. Apparently the guardian of Big Boss. Okay, what is this goop shit? I don't know. Hey? What's that goop shit? I don't know. But I think it's moving on ones, which is insane. Yeah, it's moving on ones. What? So somebody is doing this insane abstracted stuff. This is like Fate Zero Grail stuff, or like End of Evangelion stuff, where crazy ethereal shit is going on, and I don't understand what any of it is, and I'm okay with that. He just becomes a flurry of... Oh, he shoots them out of his mouth. What the fuck, man? And they're a completely different form and look to everything else in the entire show. First off, the paints are matte, right? Like, there's no reflection off of the paints. And then they're like these sketchy, like blotty creations that are meant to evoke like big clouds of moth wings, right? And we see them, but it's this sketchy stuff that's over top of everything that's whooshing around. It's a totally unique effect that I think can only be achieved with paints. It's gorgeous. And then we apply that effect over the top of this like glowing liquid effect that's all of this stuff. And we do all of this with music swelling. And a composition of like lilting bits and bits of brass and violins going crazy and strings being all weird. It's very, and I said it when it was happening, it's like Fantasia, where there's visuals matching up to the music of an orchestral score that's like becoming chaotic and things are becoming more chaotic and there's like a storm happening or something like that. And all the fluttering of these insects. Wow. I love the effect present here. I don't know how this was achieved. Honestly, I don't know how this was achieved. And I'm deeply impressed by it. It's super cool looking. We've only been through like 2 more minutes of this whole sequence, and it's so fucking rad. Okay, the whole kite sequence is insane. And then we get the giant pterodactyl of doom, which is straight out of... It's like Godora or something. Like, did they get the license to a Godzilla villain? I don't know. What are these? What the fuck? They're like mechanical humanoid macho men? What are... Okay, it doesn't matter. They get whomped instantly, and I guess they were people because they get folded up. One of my favorite things in the whole episode is him ringing this bell, and the way it hits center, and we get the ding from it each time. The timing is so good for a really simple, clearly really simple sequence. Pop, pop, pop. Each of those was unique. What the hell? Pop, pop, pop. They did the whole effects thing for each of those separately. They're all different scatters of light. What the fuck? Okay, so there's this character. Who's that Pokemon? It's Kirito. Sorry. Yeah, no, most generic looking character that we've had, full stop. Gosh, what does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? He reminds me of somebody, some basic bitch from something. But we only see little flashes of his face, of his look. Gosh, he reminds me of somebody, though. I don't know, and it doesn't matter that much, does it? But shit, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's in the back of my mind. It's something about, like, the empty-looking eyes with the overlarge pupils, and then the white hair that's blowing in the wind, and the way that it looks. I feel like it's something from OVAdrive. I have no idea. Oh well. It's just gonna bug me forever. It's gonna bug me forever, man. Okay, so he recognizes it. What the heck? And gets yoinked by Goop. And apparently that's the Goop Panther. What? So seemingly that would imply that Kome and Big Fire are working together clearly, and like, but are actually working together. But then what's Big Fire's goal? I don't know. And why is Big Fire's power not fire but oil? I don't know. Weird. Super weird. I love this setup. I love this location. I love the body flying down the thing, and it turns out that it's your boy. And they all arrive at the same time for the reveal that the bodyguards are here. Neptune is present. All the other robots don't exist, don't matter. Love the giant anchor. So fucking rad. And Zangetsu, Neptune, Kome's here. All is for Big Fire. And he's there. There he is. Everything is the will of Big Fire. And I love how meta this is. I think it's meta, at least, right? We would expect Big Fire to appear in the last episode. It's too early for our master to appear. Impossible. Something is so strange. I agree. It is very strange. And it does make me lose some of the plot. I just don't understand, because it's all Wujad. It's all Wujad to hell. And we get this, which implies that Kome's got his own plan in motion that's unfolding as we speak. And we don't know what it is, and nobody can predict what it is. Super interesting. Okay. Bad place. All the guards are set up because all the guards have to be set up. We get this cool conversation between these two, with Murasame being really irreverent toward life and toward everything itself, but it makes perfect sense for his character to be like, to not care that much about life because it is cheap to him. It's infinite to him, and so it matters not. It's a very interesting conversation that we get. What would have happened if you didn't make Robo act? And he's like, no, she would have done the thing. And we get it as these multiple reflections in all the pods. I think this is super cool. I don't know how they accomplished this, whether they actually, I don't think they actually redrew it each time. I think they just cut it and matched it and warped the frame a little bit, because you can see that the proportions are all a little bit different in each of these, but they're all identical otherwise. There's just, the proportions are weird to try to match the fact that they're on curved surfaces. Still, it's a really striking sequence of all these reflections of characters talking to each other. I'm sure she wouldn't have given the sample over. Well, how can you be so sure? And he shatters those illusions, those reflections. She would have. She would have regardless. Yeah, and I like this conundrum. If your father's will and testament was absolute, basically the question that he asks him is, well, if your daddy asked you to jump off a bridge, would you go and do it? It's like that sort of schoolyard sort of thing, but it's precisely the right point to make. If your justification is that your father left you this as his will, as his goal, as a thing for you to follow up on, then what if that will was evil? What if that will was to destroy the world? Would you still do it? And would it be as sacrosanct to you? And it's like, well, no, I would make my own decisions, but that falls apart, right? It doesn't quite work as a justification here. And so it is a good response. It is a good argument for Murasame to be making. And it does throw a wrench into, protecting the world from the BF group. That's what my father told me. Yeah, his last will and testament is absolute. So what about Ginrei? The last will and testament of her father was to stop Shizuma. So what you gonna do? And I love this moment. My father would never do anything like that. I would never have to be put into that position. he's not arguing against the point. And I love Murasame's response to this, which is, "You are so childish. You fool. You foolish little child." That's a great answer. No, your father would never do that, but it doesn't matter because I'm throwing you a hypothetical. What if your father built Giant Robo for world domination and passed that as his goal on to you? And he very well may have built Robo for world domination, right? Because Robo was built for Big Fire, right? Like, that's true, correct? I think that's accurate. I think that's true. He may have just changed his mind in his last moments and given you a last will and testament that was different from that. Which isn't that dissimilar to what von Vogler did, having been this like wonderful scientist for all his life and thoughtful and all these things, and then slipping into revenge after the incident at Bashtarl. Again, they move in parallel. Genya's father, von Vogler, and Daisaku's father. They move in parallel, just in opposite reflections of each other, right? You can say that only because we saved you. Come to think of it, the professor once said, "Can happiness be attained without sacrifice?" He was absolutely right. What were the sacrifices? Look at Taiso and Yoshi. Slams the thing in front of him. All you have to do is think of Ginrei as a sacrifice as well. And Daisaku refuses. He can't do it. And it would be a reasonable sacrifice for saving the world. And she might make that choice herself. I love that. I love that. If things could be settled that easily, I would gladly sacrifice myself. Didn't I say so when I recognized you? But you can talk like that because you're still alive. And we get the reveal as he jumps down, pulls out a Luger, and shoots himself in the fucking head to prove a point, which is, I can't fucking die, so I cannot sacrifice myself for the cause. And more importantly, I am always the sacrifice for the cause. I sacrifice myself to go to the cathedral at Notre Dame and to learn that von Vogler was behind all of this. I sacrificed myself to do X and Y and Z and A and B and C and D and all these other things. I sacrifice myself constantly to gather information for the IPO, and yet I can never be a sacrifice. Never enough. How very interesting. Also, dude, what the fuck? You just... What? You were winning the argument. You didn't have to kill yourself. Oh my god. But he did, because he had to prove a point. Crazy. Crazy fucking bastard. I love the way that we bring color back into his eyes. Super cool. I would sacrifice myself as many times as needed. This is my ability as an expert of justice, to die for the future again and again. I'm a man who can't die, Murasame the Immortal. And we don't get to resolve, not effectively, we don't get to resolve this whole conversation, this discussion, this argument, because shit starts going down, right? I think this is a great thing that Giant Robo does all the time, is shit starts going down that prevents our characters from resolving their disagreements and forces them to resolve, like, to come up with their own resolution to the disagreement via their actions in the crucial combats that occur. It's really cool, and it's something that I want to steal as a dungeon master in a way. Like, have characters argue about or allow characters to argue about something, and then present them the opportunity to act out with the potential for sacrifice and the potential for loss present, to act out their beliefs in combat. I think is the storytelling point of like a role-playing game like that. And so I want to steal it. It's way harder to do than when you can actually write out a story and be like, they're going to get to the specific beat of the conversation that I need them to achieve before I can throw weird shit happening at them and prevent them from continuing to converse about this and actually come to any conclusion, and thus forcing them to act in the moment as such, right? And that is exactly what happens. Like, shit starts getting weird, we start getting attacked, and Murasame the Immortal decides to stand in front of Daisaku and Ginrei and prevent Snappy Boy, the fantastic Fraggle Boggle Doogle, from snap crackle popping their only hope, right? He actually sacrifices himself for him in a way that, like, I guess proves his point, but I'm not sure what his point is, because the way the characters talk in this show is a little weird for me. It's just hard for me to grok it. I feel like I can usually grasp it, but I can't grok it, and I can't understand it in fullness, right? makes it hard to grapple with. It's just a little bit above my pay grade in terms of dialogue and ideas and how they're represented. But this is a cool sequence. Very weird. Don't understand it, but it's cool. And Murasame is there for him in this moment. It's really bad. Something weird is happening. Is it him? I love the look of this whole explosion thing. Fucking crazy. Warpity warpity. The eye arises. And he is going to the former Bashtarl. And we are, I guess we're there now? We're not there, but we're somewhere else. Yeah, it's built on the place that was once called Bashtarl, and that's where we're going to have our final showdown, probably. But also, ya boy is out there. Okay, all these control panels. Nani? A person? What's up, Chief Chujo? And he is going to do the same thing. He's going to sacrifice himself as well. Or at least there's a hope that he'll continue, like he'll survive. But our only hope is, and here it is, if there's any chance we have, it's because Chief Chujo went on ahead of us. But that sacrifice would be too great. Well, the chief will use his power. And then we get this whole sequence where we just build the tension toward what Chief Chujo's power could be as he rips his jacket off, takes his tie, loosens it up a little bit, and begins to footwork. Tap, 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 hop, 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 hop. And he switches to Southpaw, which is weird. I love this whole sequence. I think it's super rad. I think it's just sick. He's just getting ready, shadow boxing, in order to punch the fuck out of a giant sphere that we have seen our most powerful monster robot, Giant Robo, shatter its own fist on. And Chief Chujo looks like he's actually going to get to do this. I, Chujo the Silent, can handle the likes of you by myself. Yeah. And it seems like maybe he could. Maybe. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening here. No idea. Some weird shit. I caused all of this because I wanted to believe in Fogler. No, we couldn't have predicted this. It's crazy. And stuff starts happening. No time for you to resolve your combat. I, Big Golden, am here, and it's me, Red Mask. I live inside its pecs. Ah, ha, 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 ho, 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 ha, ha. I wear a fishnet shirt and a scarf. Ha, 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 ho, ho, ho. Weird as hell. I don't fucking know. I am not alone. And thus we get the real scary boy, who is real fucking scary. This is the most terrifying power. But this sequence where he snap, crackle, and pops, this one, yeah, there it is. And dances his way through obliterating an entire field of opponents is so fucking hot. It's so fucking spicy, man. Look at this fucking guy. This is a JoJo's character. What are you doing in this universe? You're in the wrong universe, my dude. Fucking nuts. Absolutely nuts. I gotta look up. He's a member of Slaughterhouse 9. Or Slaughterhouse 5? The book by Kurt Vonnegut is Slaughterhouse 5. But Slaughterhouse 9 are the 9 supervillains in Worm, in Parahumans, who are led by different people, and it is Jack Slash who I am thinking of here. In terms of a power analog, Jack Slash is like a creepy guy who has the ability to, if he is holding a bladed object of any kind, he can extend that blade infinitely and slice with it, like, without a problem. That's his power. And it's an insane power, honestly. Yeah, he extends the cutting edge to no known limit, and yeah. Yeah. That's sort of what this makes me think of. But it seems like this guy, the fantastic Floobly Dupe, is capable of cutting literally anything with no limit. Like, just snaps at a thing and it severs it. His ability is just to sever things from other things, which is terrifying. But the whole little dance sequence as he is amazing and is the, I don't know, it's the most amazing thing. Genuinely horrible though, right? Like, we set him up as a terrifying villain because he seems to very much enjoy this. I like this moment because we stop here and it's like he could just snap and kill him, but he savors the moment of his fear, right? Fine then. Pop. Haha. Bring it. My name is the Fabulous Fitzcarrald. I see. And these fucking cat boys. We are cat boys. We're gonna poke you with our non-sharp sticks. Dead. Gone. Snap, snap. Oh yeah, and we've got one more still. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Here's this is some of the debris shit. There's more later that's even better. Okay, this is this whole squad, this super powered group of characters, and then the other super powered group of characters. And I think it's my favorite cut in the episode is this this family. I thought it was just him, but it's this clan. They appear up from the waves, up from the water. They've all got these masks on, and it reminds me of a sequence in Morabito, where all of this group like runs across water. It's like rice paddies. Allow us the honor. Boom, and they all stop, throw the things, become this giant spiraling thing. I don't even know. So wuxia. It's so wuxia'd out. What is even happening? This guy's just shooting, like, machine gunning arrows. It's not working. And this sequence, this moment here, as all these helicopter dudes fly by us. All on ones, all rotating, all consistent in every way. What an insane sequence to put together. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. I think it's awesome. And they all just, boom, and it's done. It's just done, right? They just win. Crazy. Okay, so here's the debris sequence as it just walks through this bridge. Wow, that's like some Anno shit, man. Just that step forward, all on ones. Beautiful Sakuga. Terrifying angle. Beautiful Sakuga. And it just keeps going, too. Sacrifice, right? You're our only hope. And away they wash. He's almost too late. He falls back into it. That's got to be on ones, right? I know that it doesn't matter that much because it's just expressiveness, but it's not. It's on twos for the hits. Wow, that's great. That's crazy. It reminds me of, I forget what it was that we watched. It was on OVAdrive. It was an older little show where we had this, like, giant robot that was made out of, like, temples and traditional wooden stuff and things like that. That was fighting another giant robot or something like that. I forget what it was that we watched. It was a weird movie thing. But it reminds me of that with all this debris happening. Super rad. Nani? It's Robo. He bursts free from his chains to help his boy, throws him off to the side to keep him safe and to move him toward Genya, and takes this big guy for a ride. Zoom. Or to help with Ginrei, not Genya. He starts donking ineffectually on that. Mr. Snappy Boy is here. I love this, like, rainbow pillar behind him. And we get that resolution, right? We had our conflict, we had our argument between these two characters, and now Murasame shows that he's, like, exactly who he is and exactly what he'll stand for. And he will sacrifice himself for this. None of this is necessary. What sacrifice? This is all bullshit. If that's the adult thing to do, then I don't ever want to be an adult at all. Ooh. Ooh. It's a good line. I'm going to go on believing in my father. And I'm sure Ginrei feels the same about her father. But that all falls down when true evil is snapping at you, right? I love the hat falling. It's a perfect representation. You don't have anyone to talk to anymore. And Ginrei awakens. But first, Daisaku stands in that place. I won't sacrifice Ginrei, I'd rather sacrifice myself for her. Evil guy laughs. Har, har, har. It's like looking down the barrel of a gun, right? It's great. Tension, 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 glow. Nani? And Ginrei begins to make her own choice. Now, I do not understand mechanically what is happening here. I just don't. There's just no way to. Because we end before we see where she goes with this and what she does with her teleportation power. Now, she's got a power that will sacrifice her own life, her own well-being, right? But I think she's going to go further than that. I think she's going to... My thought is immediately that she's going to teleport that sample into deep space so that nobody can get their hands on it. And it just fully prevents the thing from happening, right? Of course, I think it would be just as effective to destroy the sample, but that's where we end. And that's where we cliffhang for next week. Wow. This is a crazy episode. It's really, like, there's a lot happening here and a lot of betrayals and a lot of twists and stuff. So I feel like some of the important pieces thematically and story-wise kind of get lost in the weeds because we have so much visually happening and so much, like, mechanically and whatever happening that I kind of get jumbled by it. And I think it doesn't help that we've had a couple of weeks of a break. So I miss some of the flow from last week's episode into this week's episode, even though I went back and I rewatched it. The idea of sacrifice here is interesting, and it feels to me like we're going to take that idea of sacrifice and we're going to like write a new story about it, like have our young folks, our children, the people who have been living with these legacies, Ginrei and Daisaku in particular on the good side, right, and Genya on the sort of bad side. But I feel like they're going to make choices that allow them to write a new legacy that is like that changes the way that the past is seen. I'm curious to see how all of this is going to be resolved. Obviously, it's a cool fucking setup of a story, and all these different elements are happening in really interesting ways. I'm excited to see where we go with this, but Giant Robo continues to be one of the most impressive and insane shows that I've seen. It's amazing that we can match such like somber, serious moments as the talk that we have in this episode with Von Vogler, with insane wuxia shit, like all of the Magnificent 10 running through the forest in the most crazy ass ways, and giant robots and giant pterodactyl monsters coming out of nowhere. Like, what is this show? What everything goes, and it's amazing. That's what it is. Fuck yeah, Giant Robo. But I can't pretend that I really understand it. It's just too much for me. But anyway, fuck yeah, Giant Robo. Hell yeah. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. We've skimmed through the whole episode, and it's been I've got almost 2 hours on the clock of recording. Actually, I've got more than 2 hours on the clock of recording, but I'm sure that some of that will get cut out. What an episode, what a show. I'll see you next week for more. That's going to be it for me. See you next time. Peace.